Alright, we made it. Idleshire, the city of goblins, or rather, the old, I think it's like a Charlene place that was taken over by goblins. Either way, beautiful little encampment. And, yeah, great place to end off our journey of Heavensward Dungeons. Adorable little drawings on the wall from that one quest line. Yeah. Beautiful architecture. Anyways, you're not here for me to rate Idleshire. You're here for me to rate dungeons. And these final 4 dungeons, at least in my opinion, did a great job of capping off Heavensward and sending us towards the higher ground of Stormblood. I am a massive Stormblood fan. If anybody knows me, they know that I will glaze Stormblood till the end of days. I am a Stormblood stan. You can fight me if you want. Let's just get into the dungeons so that I can start recording Stormblood, shall we? Alright. Here we go. Okay, Xelphatol. This was the expert dungeon when I started, when I finally got to endgame in Heavensward. I started playing again in like 3.4 or 3.2 or something like that, and then like I said, this was the expert dungeon when I started playing. This dungeon's got some interesting parts to it, and the music is a banger. It's very dungeon heavy, very good. So this dungeon has a rock that will fall down. If you put the monsters inside of it, they'll take damage and gain vulnerability, which makes them die even faster, which is something fun the tank can do. And I really appreciate things like that when it comes to dungeons, is environmental things that can make, that if you adhere to them, make the dungeon go faster. I think that's a lot of fun. This is the first boss. It's Xelphatol. You probably think I'm gonna shit on this boss. I'm not. I think it's adorable. It's just one of these, you know, cattle things, and they've got an air balloon, like a hot air balloon above them. You get ads, and then they added to this fight. They changed some stuff in this dungeon. I guess it was too hard for newer players. You kill the thing, and then you have to get blown up in the air to knock him back down, so that you can start hitting him again. And, you know, it's very basic mechanics, but I think it's fun, at least. Like, I'm gonna be fair, I'm not gonna give it a high score or anything, but, you know, it's fun. It's a new thing, it's a new idea we haven't seen before. So yeah, we come inside here now, where it's a whole bunch of, wooden platforms, and these little spikes on the outside of the arena will actually give you bleed if you step on them, and they pop up whenever you like pull the trash around them. Now we fight a lot of these bird people whose name is completely escaping me right now because I haven't dealt with them in 4 expansions. This can be a problem. You have to keep clicking stuff. This has a functioning elevator in it still, though. This is a rare commodity. There are a lot of dungeons that used to have elevators in them, and they took them out. So that is a relic of the past right there. So this is where the bonus points come from. You can see they're little piggies, little piggoos. They're keeping them in a little cage here. They're super cute. I really hope somebody comes to get them, because we kill everybody in our path. That's kind of dark. Oh well. We're coming up to the second boss here. This boss used to work differently. So you come into this arena, it's completely surrounded in spikes, so you have to get knocked into these barriers so that you don't go into the spikes. But the way it used to work is he would hit you with these circles, and these circles would leave behind tornadoes that would block the barriers. Now he just casts the tornadoes at the barriers to show you ahead of time. Because I guess, like, if you were to drop a tornado in the middle of the map, you don't have enough room or something. I don't know why they changed this boss. I think he was fine. And now we're back outside again. We're at the top of their, like earthen, kind of stronghold, I guess. Now, in this area, they used to have these airships that would float back and forth, and you had to kill the airship before it would stop spawning these guys. And they changed that. They just spawn them one time now, and then they're gone. You don't have to destroy the airships anymore. I guess looking for the source of a spawn with your eyes is too difficult, but yeah. So you kill them, and you get to go on a fun little ride over the chasms with the air stones. I hate picking stuff up in dungeons. Don't do that shit. Stop with the picking stuff up. But we go for a second ride. We do more trash packs. There's a 2-pack there. I don't know why. And then we come to this guy, who is, you know, he's just another one of the birdmen, but he's using Zonde's frame from Crystal Tower, which is kind of funny. You get some spreads, you get some stacks, and then you get him summoning Garuda, which, can someone explain to me why he can do this? Like, when you summon a primal, like, when Beastmen summon a primal, it tempers them, doesn't it? Why can this guy just openly summon Garuda? Like, I know that we summon Titan, Ifrit, and Garuda on Summoner, but we're like the Warrior of Light, we're special. This is just a guy at the top of a mountain. Why can he do this? Anyways, first boss, I gave him a design 7 because I think the hot air balloon thing is really cute. I still only gave him a 3 for mechanics. Second and third boss are just, again, 3s and 4s. It's just bird guys with, like, random mechanics. Music is 8 because you hear this music, you know you're in Xelphatol. Trash is a 6. It got 2 bonus points. One because I think getting blown up into the air during the first boss is a really cool mechanic. You could also say it's because of the air bridges in the third part if you want, but the second bonus point is for the little piggies inside the cage. I think they're so cute. Layout and aesthetics is an 8. It feels like one of those bird people strongholds. It very much fits that Beastman theme, and I'm gonna give it points for that. Overall fun is a 5. You know, it's a fine dungeon. It's not terrible. It's inoffensive. I don't hate getting it in roulette, but at the same time I'm just like, okay, you know, let's go. Total is a 53. 53 out of 100. The bonuses in this dungeon don't come from the bosses, it's from the atmosphere, basically. Okay, Great Gubal Library hard. Alright. I'm gonna say right away that this is also a nostalgic dungeon for me. I think this was like the first time that I was on patch for a dungeon. So fun. Also that cute little like step back, like, oh, that's creepy. I think that's fun. You can see the stairs are all still down from the last time that we were here. But the like the books and the ink and all that, that's kind of not here now. Now it's been like corrupted by like demons. Something interesting though is they've got like little books that you can read around, like this book right here, the story about our boy the Dragoon and Nidhogg. But you come into this area and you fight babulas, whatever those are. They're like little monkey guys. You kill them. Estinian. It was Estinian in Nidhogg. That's what the book's about. Yeah. You come into here, it's the first boss, and you're like, oh my god, Demon Wall again? Are you kidding me? But guess what? Psych, it's not the Demon Wall. It's a completely new type of enemy that we've never seen before. Now, this type of enemy can be found in Eureka. I'm not going to dock it points because I think the theming behind this fight is really interesting and fits the dungeon perfectly. He's like literally throwing the book at you. He's like trying to kill you with books, and it's like the demon of the tome. And he's gonna do another thing where like the tomes are on the outside and you have to like pick which lane you're gonna go to so that you don't get hit by the books. I think it's like I don't think it's a difficult fight, but I think it's very thematically like satisfying. Anyways, you come down this hallway now, and it looks like someone's here to greet you because all these candles come on to light your way forward. The trash in these hallways are kind of bleh. It's a nice trash pull, but they put this like fire at the end of the hallway, so you have to kind of like pull them back out of the fire. But it is giving kind of foreshadowing to what the boss is going to be, since there's fire there. The tank is a little turned around here because in the normal mode you definitely turn right. But I like this area because a whole bunch of little monsters that you can big AoE on. Lots of fun. Great trash pull. Yeah. I think I give this place a low trash score and I shouldn't have. Oh no, I remember. There is a reason why I give it low trash score. It happens after this boss. So this boss actually has two different versions that you can fight. One is like a fire cyclone, which is the one we're gonna see, and the other one is like a hand. And the hand makes you stand on these like fire or these sun and moon sigils you're seeing on the outside of the arena. You don't see that at all if you get the fire spout, which we do. The only thing you get to see in the fire spout is the magnetic mechanic, which you don't see anywhere else until now, where you know, opposites attract and the same ones repel. So yeah. It doesn't even have like a cool death animation, it just fades out. So it's kind of, you know, crappy design. Anyways, we come to this trash pack. It's a bunch of Froggos. Paladin gets a little bit lost here again. Poor guy. Yeah, you fight the frogs and the mechanoscribes. It's a fine trash pull, but the problem is after you kill these, you fight only 2 mechanoscribes, and then you fight only 4. Why not just have all 6 of them spawn at the same time? It's not like they're gonna kill you. It's padding time for no reason. I think they labeled this monster incorrectly because it's definitely not a panda. It's a monster thing. Pandas are cute and fluffy. That is not cute and fluffy. So little misnaming there. And now we get to Strix, which was a boss that I loved when I was a like fledgling to this game, because I was like, oh, I figured out how it works and no one explained it to me. Basically, he summons these things and then he does stuff, and depending on the stuff that he does, you use these things to not take damage from them. So like that one, we were floating in the air so we don't get quakes. This one gives lead in, so it's going to keep you on the floor when you're heavy as lead so you don't get blown up by tornadoes. And then these things are imp pools. Now the tank unfortunately has stepped in the imp pool and doesn't know how to fix it. So it gets fixed by him already being an imp and us getting swapped. I don't know if he preemptively did it or if he just got lucky, but we swapped. Anyways, you come to this final part where he drops another book and out comes a behemoth. And the behemoth is casting Ecliptic Meteor. Alright, now what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to hide behind these rocks, like what happens in the ARR raids, and block it, but because we have so much DPS, we just kill the bosses, no problem. First boss, it's the tome, the Keeper of the Tomes or whatever. I think that is a great design for a boss. The mechanics are kind of boring, but I think the theme is really good. The second boss is the fire guy. Low design, it's just a guy made out of fire. I know it's living liquid, but fire, but, you know, boring. Mechanics, they're interchangeable, so they get a little bit of points there. It might not be the same thing every time you go. Final boss, Strix, the owl on the chair. Kind of cool design. I love the mechanics because if it's your first time in there, you gotta figure it out. You don't usually want to step in stuff, so gotta think a little bit. Music is a 9. I think I gave it a 10 on the normal mode, but it's kind of basically the same music from the first one, but a little bit like lower keyed, I think. Trash is a 6 because of the Mechanoscribes and the single panda that you have to fight. Bonus is a 1. I don't remember why I gave it a bonus. Is it because of a panda? Yeah, it might be. The bonus might be a panda. I don't know. It's like a negative, and I like it. Layer aesthetics is an 8. It still looks like Gubal Library. It's still very themed well. Overall fun is a 6. I like getting this dungeon. I think it's a good dungeon. That's why it's a 6 out of 10. It's above mid. 60 points. Okay, next dungeon. Alright, we have Baelsars Wall, which I find really funny because you hear all these people like grunting and stuff. The music is great. It's got like key elements of the Shroud music, but at the same time it's like militarized, like the Guardian army. I think the music in here really fits the dungeon really, really well. So I remember when I was... These dungeons are all nostalgic for me, but I remember you used to have to split these pulls because the bards would give everybody like Venom Sting or whatever the hell it was called, and the healer wouldn't be able to keep up. They would give you like Wind Bite and Venom Sting or whatever the hell it's called. You can see everybody's got Wind Bite on the bars in the upper left. Everybody's getting poisoned. It's a good trash pull though. It's a lot of enemies, and they don't go down real fast. Unfortunately, they make you pick up keys in this dungeon, which is annoying. There's also these enemies that like attach to your DPS or whoever hits them first. I'm just like, I'm not getting the key this time. Somebody else pick it up. Alright, this is the first boss, the Magitech Predator. This is actually a mount that you can get in Stormblood from the final dungeon of the main story. Well, the original main story. Anyways, the boss's gimmick is that he spawns ads that attach to you and shoots beams out of his face. That's it. I think it's really cool, but like, it's just a walker and the mechanics are terrible. So it's kind of like a really. It's just a boss. It might as well be trash. This area is cool though. You're basically like on this crawling platform. I don't know if it's like mech assembly or something. But you're on this platform and it just kind of moves around and spits out enemies at you. And I think that's good. I like that. And while you're going to see us fight 2 groups of 3 enemies, they're Magitech Colossus. And I think that they are dangerous enough, because they do cleaves and such, that only having 3 of them is actually fine in this case. Otherwise, you might fill the entire arena with cleaves, and that would be bad. More trash getting fed on conveyor belt to the slaughter. And then again, we're going to have to fight another pack of 3. I don't know why I'm showing this for so long. There we are. Magitech Vanguard D1. These things will do AoEs that are interruptible or stunnable, I don't remember. But easily dealt with. And then you literally get carted off directly to the second boss, which I think this was the deadliest boss that I used to fight back in Heavensward when I was a noob. And the reason why is because of one skill that they've nerfed. It's called Dynamic Sensory Jammer. And the way this mechanic used to work is if you move, if you auto-attack, if you did anything, you blew up. Now they've changed that. You can auto-attack now, I'm pretty sure. And also, if you got hit by it, you would be stunned. So you'd get hit by the explosion too. And I think this grid attack along with other stuff. Now I do it right this time. I put my weapons away, I turn around. Everybody else, the tank and the other DPS blow up. The healers figured it out by now. But yeah, it's just a Magitech spider that makes you blow up, and I think it's a great boss. So this elevator used to be functional. You used to get on that elevator, have to push a button, and ride it up, and they took it out, and I don't know why. It might have been because people could miss the elevator, and people were being D-bags about it. But yeah, there's another trash there. It's 5 enemies, it's fine. Now unfortunately, our other DPS had to AFK, and I guess the tank was scared to pull the entire pack here. But this is actually the best trash pull in the dungeon. You can pull those monsters, you can pull those soldiers all the way up to these soldiers, and then all the way over to these soldiers over here, and then you can have a caster or a like physical ranged LB the entire pack, and it's just so satisfying. Now, kind of sucks that we didn't get to see it, but it is a very good trash pull there. Trash in this dungeon is actually perfect, I think. Now, this is the Griffin. You've probably heard this guy get memed on a lot. He's the sloppy guy. He's got decent mechanics, and I think his design is actually fine because they've been hyping this guy up, and he's just a normal enemy, right? But he's not a normal enemy, right? Because you have a bone to pick, you have a grudge to settle with this guy. And he's got voice lines, which is awesome. This is a new mechanic too, where he puts danger zones down, and you have to DPS the danger zone to give yourself safety. It's very cool. He's also got this flash powder, which will give you blind, and it's also funny because like he'll rush and kick somebody into the danger area, and they have to get out of it before it explodes. As you can see, you have forever and a day to get out, but you know, sloppy. Eventually, he will grab the healer and give them a cut collar, where you have to destroy the collar before the restraint collar finishes or the healer dies. And then he'll AoE, and then he'll do a double jump soon to try and like fake you out. But gap closers just make this guy hilarious. It's a good fight though. Good fight, good dungeon. Definitely one of the better dungeons so far, I think. Yeah, first boss is just the walker with ads. It's kind of meh. Second boss is just a Magitech spider. but Dynamic Sensory Jammer can absolutely kill a new player, no problem. Along with the grid stuff, it's a 7 on mechanics, it's a good fight. Final boss, the Griffin. Again, he's an enemy that you're trying to settle a score with. His design is fine. He's just like an Alamegan guy who's in cool armor. His mechanics, like I said, jumps around. He's got flash powder. He's doing area denial that you have to DPS to make safe. I think it's a great fight. Music is an 8. Like I said, it's kind of you know, Shroud and Garlean aesthetic put together. I think it's really really creative. Trash is a 10. There are a lot of good trash pulls in this dungeon. They're all multi-target. I don't think you're ever fighting just 2 or just 3 enemies at all. And a bonus is for the boss, just because he's so quotable and memeable. Layout and aesthetics, it's a base in the Shroud. It looks like a Garlean base in the Shroud. It fits the aesthetics. Also, what happens after this dungeon is really traumatic, so you know, good stuff. Overall fun, 7. If you got a tank with balls who just pulls wall to wall, you're gonna have fun in here. If I get Baelsars Wall, I'm happy. 64 out of 100. Good dungeon. Next dungeon. Alright, Sohm Al Hard. Listen to this music. You know it's getting a 10 right away, right? You absolutely know that this music is getting you hyped up to get into the dungeon. It's so good. Listen to the guitar. It's so good. Alright. Okay, so you're pushing through the dungeon, you're in like a volcano kind of thing, and just like real life, for real people, if you blow volcanic steam up into someone's crotch, they will also become vulnerable. And that's what happens. If you put the monsters over top of the steam will burn their crotch and make them vulnerable, so you do more damage to them. I don't know why the tank doesn't do it a second time. He does it the first time, but I don't know, maybe just lucky the first time, didn't realize. But good opening to this dungeon. Love to see environmental danger to enemies. Alright, I also call this dungeon the Pokemon dungeon. You start off with Bulbasaur here. He's just like a rocky plant dude. He's got some directional cleaves that are on telegraph. He's got, what is it called? Inflammable fuse. This dungeon taught me what the difference between inflammable and flammable is. And random aside, flammable means that it needs an ignition source to go off and burn. Inflammable means that it will just set itself on fire without any ignition source. So, this boss is literally, I can set things on fire without fire. Whatever, it's got AoEs and some cleaves, it's boring. It's fine, but it's boring. This trash pack is quite good. I think a lot of the trash packs in this dungeon are just, you know, good. There's like one part that's coming up that's not the best, but the monsters are large enough that it makes them not feel like you're wasting your time just killing one tiny enemy. So yeah, these stones fall and they give you a way across, which I think is convenient but also creative. And they kind of make up for the sandworms coming up by giving you, hold on, we'll get there. They come out of the water, a bunch of tiny sandworms. So you get a big pull of multiple enemies first, and then you get these big sandworms that come out. And I guess they're nether worms, which sounds like an STD. This is Go-Ro. Go-Ro. This is the Charizard of the dungeon. He's like a big fire lizard. And all of his stuff is untelegraphed, which is awesome. This is need to know this boss or you're gonna get hit the boss. And I really like that. It reminds me of my ninja days, feeling like a badass, dipping out to do some mudras, and then casting at him while he spins. He does a shoulder check, he breathes fireballs, and he swaps between modes too. So like you see, he glows red and all of his attacks become enhanced. So now instead of just breathing a fireball, he channels his fire breath, and it just keeps breathing. I think this boss is awesome. It's not perfect by any means, but I think at the time when this dungeon came out, that boss was peak. Alright, so now we come to this area, which is, you know, all lava, and this is basically the first boss without bulbs on their back. There's a monster in here called the Blood of the Mountain, which are those little red, they look like jujubes. You know, like the candies, the gelatin candies, jujubes. You have to stun them or else they explode. And back in the day, if you were fighting two of them at the same time and the explosions went off at the same time, it was very likely that you'd lose a DPS, or the healer to it. Any class with like a lowish HP had a very strong chance of dying. Anyways, we get to the third boss, which you'd think would be Squirtle, but it's not Squirtle, it's a Scorpion. There's gotta be like a lava scorpion Pokemon at this point, right? There's like 10,000 of the things now. This boss used to, it doesn't really anymore because you kill it so fast. This thing had a soft enrage. Now, you see, every time he picks a character and slams them with that diamond, it creates a lava pool. Now, we'll get back to that, but we also have Hiss. Hiss spawns ads, and one ad will go out and cast Borehole, and if he gets it off, he will slam the ground and create another one of those lava pools. And you can see where this is going. You're going to run out of map to fight on eventually. The other one just does a tank buster. Now every time he slams, the existing lava pools get bigger. So eventually you have multiple pools all getting bigger, and you would lose the entire map if you didn't kill it fast enough. So imagine if these orange scorpions are slamming the floor, he's slamming the floor, eventually, yeah, just all lava all the time. Yeah, first boss is the Bulbasaur, designed for, mechanics for, boss was fine. Second boss, the Charizard, or the Charmander. 7-7 is the lizard that changes forms or glows throughout the fight and has no telegraphed attacks. Great fight. Final boss is the Scorpion. Mechanics used to have a soft enrage, which, you know, gives it a little bit of extra points. It's fine. Music is a 10. That's obvious. This music's incredible. This is the kind of thing that gets you pumped to play this game. Trash is an 8. The only sin is the two large sandworms in the middle, but they're large enemies, so you don't feel like you're wasting time. Bonus, I don't know why I gave it a bonus. Might have been because the Blood of the Mountain could wipe you back in the day. Yeah, and layout 7, overall fun 7. It's a 66. It's good stuff. It's good. Welcome back, and I hope you enjoyed those ratings for the final Heavensward Dungeon video. As you can see, we've made our way to Castrum Oriens because we need to make our way to Ralger's Reach so that we can start our Stormblood journey. But just as we walk here a little bit, I figure I should probably give you a Heavensward roundup of the top 3 best and worst dungeons in Heavensward, as well as the top 3 best and worst dungeons overall so far. So, let's just take a look at that screen real quick first. Alright, so these are our final Heavensward rankings. In number 1, joint spots, we have the Aetherochemical Research Facility and Sohm Al Hard Mode, both with 66 points. ARF is just such a good dungeon. It's got story bosses like regular water. It's got weird bosses in the middle with enumeration. It's got the great two-phase final boss fight, which they recently revamped, and that's probably why it's got such a good score. Sohm Al Hard is just a nostalgic dungeon for me. It's got great music, it's got the Pokemon bosses, it's got environmental dangers that hurt the enemies. So good. Baelsars Wall is third place because there's no second place right now with them being joint first. Baelsars Wall is just another nostalgic dungeon for me. It's got really good trash pulls, it's got a memeable last boss. It's just, yeah, top 3 dungeons, and I'm not surprised. The worst dungeons in the expansion, however, Hullbreaker Hard Mode. First boss is not a boss, it's just a trash fight where you dodge some stuff, and not good. The trash throughout the dungeon is awful. The last boss has no mechanics at all. The only thing, like Hullbreaker is bad, but Never Reap has 3 bosses and still only gets a 34, so what's its excuse? Never Reap is just one of those dungeons where you have to click too much stuff, you have to pick up stuff during boss fights. Never Reap is just awful. And Dusk Vigil, number 39. With a rank of 39 or rating point 39, whatever. Dusk Vigil, I feel like it's inoffensive as a dungeon. It's just boring though, right? This is the opening dungeon of your expansion, and you put us in a frozen hallway with like one interesting boss, and the first boss picks one of the players and just removes them from the fight for like 30 seconds with a combination of attacks. Like, what are you thinking? Bad dungeon. Alright, now let's take a look at our overall rankings. So, with Heavensward's dungeons entering the mix, obviously all of the ARR dungeons have been pushed off the top best side. ARF and Sohm Al, once again, joint first. Baelsars Wall with a 64. Tamtara Deepcroft, still the worst dungeon. And that comes down to the scoring, really. It doesn't have any bosses in the beginning, so it's always going to be the worst. I'm pretty sure Tamtara Deepcroft is the worst dungeon in the game. Hullbreaker Hard Mode jumping onto this list now, though, for worst dungeons in the game. I already explained it in the Heavensward part. It's just a terrible dungeon. And Hullbreaker, you know, bleh. I don't need to say anything about Hullbreaker other than you get Hullbreaker and you're like, I don't want to be here. Alright, back to you, Nombly. Alright, and that concludes our Heavensward journey. Now, as I said before, we step into the apparently foggy today world of Stormblood in the next episode. There'll probably be a little bit of a time gap before I start putting those out, but as I've said before, I'm Nombly with Game of the Week, and this has been rating every dungeon in Final Fantasy XIV eventually. Now, as I've said in the other Heavensward's videos, these these dungeon rating videos take a lot more effort than all of my other content. Hours and hours and hours per episode. So if you could just drop a like or subscribe if you're feeling extra juicy today, or even a dislike if you really disagree with my ratings of the dungeons. Everything helps the algorithm, and I appreciate you just making the effort of any kind. I'll see you in Stormblood. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.